quick overview of a course I'm teaching at Holyoke Community College. This is a course that uses MATLAB. Now, MATLAB is a product that a company by the name of Mathworks makes. And Mathworks is a pretty interesting company. Now, they got a couple of products, major products anyways. There's MATLAB and Simulink. Okay, MATLAB is what my course focuses on. Simulink, maybe we'll have a Simulink course in the future. Supports data analysis and simulation. Now, MATLAB is short for Matrices Laboratory. And matrices are used a lot in the engineering field. If you've got multiple unknowns in a circuit or in some sort of maybe a mechanical system, you need, let's say you have three unknowns. You want to solve for three unknowns. Maybe it's three currents, three separate currents in an electrical circuit, for example. You need three equations. So for each unknown, you need an equation to solve for that unknown. So to solve completely for a circuit, maybe that has three unknown currents, you need three equations. And what matrices do is they allow you to solve for those unknowns. Using something like MATLAB, or you can do it the old-fashioned way with pencil and paper, the way I originally learned how to do it. But let's talk a little bit about MATLAB and Mathworks. MATLAB is pretty interesting. It was created in the 1970s by Cleve Muller, who was at the University of Mexico. It was free. Jack Little, who was a grad student in electrical engineering at Stanford University, loved it, learned about it, loved it, and connected with Cleve. Now, Jack Little and a guy named Steve Bengert rewrote the code for MATLAB. They rewrote it in C, the C programming language. And along with Cleve Muller, they founded Mathworks in 1984. The company was originally founded in California, Portola Valley, and they would actually mail diskettes. Remember diskettes? Maybe you don't, but floppy disks and baggies with the software on them. First order was to MIT. 10 copies of MATLAB for $500 went to MIT, and that was in February 1985. A few years later, and this is pretty interesting, as a Massachusetts native and resident, they actually moved the company from California to Massachusetts. So we see a lot of companies leaving Massachusetts, going out to California. Facebook is probably the most famous one, but here we are. A company comes to Massachusetts, so that's pretty cool. Now, in Massachusetts, they hired Jean O'Keefe. Now, Jean, she is a Bentley University graduate. Bentley's in Waltham University, and it's one of the top finance colleges in the United States. You may not have heard of Bentley. Jean went on, I think, to Northeastern and got an MBA. But Jean is still with the company. She's Chief Financial Officer, and she's a Senior VP at Mathworks. And Jean really built the business. They formalized the business. It was up to that point. It was a few engineers sort of fiddling around with some software, but Jean turned it into a business. And by 1997, it was profitable. They had revenue of around $50 million and around 380 employees. And in 1999, they were growing. They located in Natick, Massachusetts, bought some additional buildings. By 2018, the company had around 3,000 employees in Natick and revenues of around $900 million. And if you watch the postings, and I see them posting quite a bit on LinkedIn, the company is hiring right now. So if you are somebody who's graduated with an engineering degree, you may want to check out MATLAB if it's a place you'd be interested in working. I should say Mathworks. So again, they're different products. MATLAB is probably their number one product. Simulink is another one. They've got some others: Polyspace, SimEvents, Stateflow. They've had, like most software companies, they've had some intellectual property lawsuits, I guess, against them and from their competition. So these things, for the most part, have been settled. the Simuleak competes with a product, or I should say, yeah, well, let's say it competes with something from National Instruments. So we've seen some issues there. We've seen Mathworks go after some people, Accelerise for copyright infringement, and so again, it's a pretty interesting company, and it's pretty typical these days as a company grows with regards to intellectual property. The logo's pretty neat. The logo represents the first vibrational mode of a thin L-shaped membrane clamped at the edges, covered by the wave equation. That was the subject of Moeller's thesis. So that's where that came from. This is the logo right here. This sort of cool looking wavy thing. I think it's one of the neatest logos for a company. Kind of really says what it's all about. So there's a bunch of different engineering competitions they offer. They are hiring, as I said. It may be something you want to check out. If you want to learn more about MATLAB and you want to learn how to use it, again, I'm teaching a course at Holyoke Community College in Massachusetts. You can contact me directly and I can give you some info on it. I believe the course will be offered online, so you don't have to be in Massachusetts to take the course. So, hoping to hear from you. Thanks for watching.